Hello and welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining me this evening, morning, whatever time you're watching this. I am Irma for those of you that are new. So glad you came back. I know it's been a while since I've posted on here, but I wanted to be back and just answer some of the questions. I put a poll up on a question up on my Instagram stories. So if you are interested in asking me questions or kind of following along there, follow me on Instagram or Facebook. If you have specific questions anytime, you can always direct message me them and I will respond from there, or make a video on some of the things that I like to dig in a little bit deeper. So thank you so much again for being here. I will be talking about anxiety and how I deal with anxiety. Do I have anxiety, and a number of these questions like that. So I thought I would just get into it. If you're new here, subscribe. I'm hoping eventually I can have enough subscribers that I can do it a little more often. At this point, it's just kind of a side thing whenever I get to it, but I would love to make it a little more priority someday. So one of the questions that I got, and I thought it would be a good one to start off with, is what causes anxiety? And I think there are a lot of different things that can cause anxiety. I will say first off that I'm not a doctor. I'm not a mental health professional. I'm not licensed or anything in this. This is just my personal experience and my sharing from what I learned and what I've known, what I know myself about it. So take it or leave it, but don't come at me for, I'm not a health professional, okay? Got it. What causes anxiety? I think there's a lot of different things that cause anxiety, but I think one things that I've learned, and I've listened to a lot of mental health professionals, I have been, one of the things that can cause anxiety is anxiety. What is anxiety, first off? If anxiety is basically, there's a trigger that something, when, let's say, if something has happened, it's anxiety is your body telling you something. It's an alarm. Our bodies are an alarm system. They just tell us that there is something going on. So in the way of anxiety, when we are in an accident, I know when we are in an accident, when we are at that place, the next time we're at that place, we're probably going to feel some anxiety because our body remembers that happened and it's trying to protect ourselves from happening again, from happening again. Will it always protect things from not happening? Absolutely not. Will it sometimes? It will make us more aware, maybe, but it is basically telling this, I remember that this happened, and then I think that from then we can take it. Is this a reality, or is it just my body sending off the alarms? And I can say, thank you for taking care of me, but I'm really okay. I've had a little bit of an incident recently, and every time I back up now, I think about it because I remembered that one time that I backed up, my car, something made a sound, and it's just that alarm system is yelling. And is everything okay? Yep. It's going to remind me for a while, and then I tell my body, thank you for telling me, but everything's okay today. So that is what I think a big, what causes anxiety. There are a lot of different things that can cause it. Of course, trauma, happenings, events that are very big for our body is one thing where it can cause anxiety because it causes our alarm systems to go off more often. If we have a significant blood sugar issue, if we have a gut health issues, that can cause anxiety. If we have, one thing that I notice that causes me anxiety, or that I get anxious kind of, is when I have a lot of things. When I moved to my apartment years ago, I started out with literally nothing. Like, I did not have a seat. I did not own a chair. And that did not cause me anxiety. But now I have a lot of stuff, or more stuff. I have everything I need, and I'm still living in an apartment, which I love, but it's getting a lot of stuff causes me, all of a sudden I'm like right now it's November when I'm filming this, and I'm getting some things for Christmas, for my parents, for name exchange, for friends, and for my business clients and team members and things like that. So I have quite a bit of gifts. My table is full of gifts, and I have 2 boxes under beside my table that have stuff in it. So I know everything on the table I will use, but at right this point it just feels clutter. In a sense, it's clutter to me because I'm not using it every day, and I don't really have space for it. I don't have a basement. My garage isn't insulated or anything like that, so I don't have extra space for anything like that. So clutter, clutter can cause anxiety. If your car is cluttered and dirty, if your house is cluttered, your closet is cluttered, you will have anxiety. It's that simple. So that is something that and then another question that kind of was a really good one is, can detox cause anxiety? Or can anxiety be detox? And I would say yes and no. When we are going through detox, if we're going through detox too fast, we can have Herx reaction. And there, in the process of detox, there is actually quite a bit of emotions that can come up. And the emotion might be anxiety, depending what happened in the past. I am going through another layer of detox right now. We go through layers, kind of like an onion. You have all these different layers. And so when we are detoxing, we might have more emotions, and that can be anxiety depending what happened. If our alarm systems are more sensitive, which is a good thing, but if we don't understand it, it can feel like a bad thing. So but I don't think it necessarily means you have detox if you feel anxiety. There's so many different things that play into it. And then I'm looking for some of my other questions. Do you struggle with anxiety? I wouldn't say that I now, there's not that I never feel anxious, but I know it's an alarm system. So that itself, I'm just very aware of myself and in tune with myself. And I wouldn't say that I struggle with anxiety anymore. That is something that I've really, really, that is a big part of my life, has been anxiety in the past, and it's something I'm very passionate about because of it. So is anxiety always bad? No, I don't think anxiety is always bad. If a bear would be running after me, I would feel anxious pretty quickly, right? And that's not a bad thing. But I think it's just, an alarm system that sometimes is there to protect ourselves. And so I think it's just good to recognize, why is my alarm system going off? And so if there's a bear running after me, probably run. I struggle. Thank you. My empathies. I feel for you, and I want you to know that there is hope. Can one become totally free of anxiety? I believe we can. There are a number of things that I've done and how I've overcame it that I will be sharing. But I think, yes, it is totally possible to be free of anxiety. What causes anxiety? Detox, okay. And so there's a few things that I work with or that I do that can help with anxiety. And one of them is, I mentioned it a little bit about decluttering. That is one of the things that I feel when I feel stressed, when I feel some anxiety about something. One of my first go-tos is to declutter, because I know how much that can help me. I know when I get rid of stuff, it's like it gives me mental space. It gives me, there's getting rid of stuff that I just don't use. And so I will go through my closet. Oh, I haven't worn this, and this shirt for a while. It goes to my bin. And then after another month or two, when the bin gets full, I'll go and sometimes if I have missed it, I'll go out and get it. But if I don't miss it and I'm like, oh, I have, that's been out there for a few months and I haven't looked through it, I don't need any of those, and it goes. So right now I would love to declutter that kitchen table, but it's also things that I'm working on, like Christmas cards. They're all in boxes and organized, but I know I'm going to need them in the next few weeks because I'm going to write letters and things like that. So decluttering is a huge thing. Get rid of stuff. The less stuff you have, the more brain space you have. Exercise is something that is really good. I personally like to exercise almost every day. For me, it's going out on a walk in nature. For some people, it's working out. I do get a lot of exercise in with my cleaning. But even with that, I've noticed that if I get out even 10 minutes, 15 minutes, sometimes after work I'll message a friend like, hey, do you want to go on a walk? And we'll go on a walk together. 30 minutes, 45 minutes. and just getting out. I'm off my phone. I don't listen to anything during that time on off from my phone. I'm just focusing on my breathing, focusing on my steps, focusing on the things around me, and I come home so refreshed and I sleep better, and it just helps my, like, it can make the difference if I have a good week or not. So I think that can be super beneficial. And if you look up and if you do the research in that, there are different hormones and endorphins, things that get released during exercise that is proven to scientifically help your body and your mood and all that. So Vital Biome is something that I highly, highly recommend for anxiety. It's called what me and my friends call a chill pill. There's specific strands of in our gut. When we have anxiety, there's sometimes gut issues, and gut issues can cause anxiety too. And so what the Vital Biome has is very specific strands of probiotic that help with the endorphins and the things that we release, that is like makes us feel better and our mood and stuff better, and it can help ease the stress and anxiety. So highly, highly recommend Vital Biome. It's a capsule. Yeah. It's little capsules that are really easy to take. And eating less sugar is something that I think is very important. The more candida in our body, we will experience more anxiety and like stress. And so eating less sugar in forms, all kinds of forms, but in like raw sugar, maltodextrin is a form of sugar, aspartame is a form of sugar. Just processed food in general, just relieving and letting go of some of the thing that in our life can really, really make a difference in your mood and your energy and your stress and anxiety. So a lot of protein high in healthy fats is really good. Protein can help you keep going longer and keeps you full longer, keeps your brain going, your brain food, and same with healthy fats. Healthy fats is really good for the brain. So that is something that can be really helpful. Talking with a friend, sometimes you just need to stop and say, I need someone to talk with, and just hanging out with a friend and getting some you time with a friend, someone that really speaks into you, someone that's very healthy, someone that's like your big godly person or your mentor maybe. I think it's just, and it can help tremendously just to get things out of your system. Someone that doesn't try to fix all of your problems, someone that is there for you. You can talk through things. And sometimes when I'm having that, it's just like talking. I have some friends in my life, great friends, just talking with them can help. I know they're not going to try to fix anything. They just help me process it, and that can just bring that level of peace into my mind. And then I have one last thing that I was going to say is doing the right things no matter what your feelings are. Sometimes when I have anxiety, like sometimes when we have a stress or anxiety, it's easy to go with our feelings and go to food or go to whatever. And it's like, if you keep doing the right thing, like I'm a person that doesn't eat a lot of sweets. But just because I feel a stress and anxiety, it would be sometimes easy to reach for something, sweet or something, ice cream or whatever. And realizing your identity, I'm a person that doesn't do this. And doing the right thing, even if you don't feel like it, this is how I feel, and it's very important to validate feelings, but choosing to act on the right thing, making the right choice in spite of your feelings. So those are a few things. Just reading over my questions. I think doing some of those things can really be helpful. There was one thing I noticed in my notes that when you're detoxing, if you're detoxing too fast, backing up on something can help. And that is something that the Vital Biome does, that it supports and it does not detox. So, had those in my notes, gotta say them, right? Anyways, I hope this is helpful. If you have more questions, I do have some video ideas coming. That some of you have asked questions and things like that on different subjects. So keep following along, keep asking questions if you want more. And if you felt this was helpful, share it with your friends. And I will be seeing you around.